Coca-Cola employees are being encouraged to try to be less white. Woke liberal activism is saturating our country's public schools. Plus, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki stumbles when asked a question about Andrew Cuomo. All that and more. I'm Bobby Eberle. This is a 13-minute news hour.
And God bless the United States of America.
All right, friends, welcome to the show. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. If you're new to the show, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to start with Coca-Cola. Because remember the good old days? Remember their slogan, have a Coke and a smile? One of the commercials that was big in that era was Mean Joe Green from the Pittsburgh Steelers, stumbling down the tunnel. Kid gives him a Coke. He throws the kid his jersey. Have a Coke and a smile. Well, guess what? Those days are done. You can't smile anymore. Especially, apparently, if you're white. If you're white, you need to be angry at yourself. You need to be examining your inner racist. That's what's being taught in a video training series, and Coca-Cola employees are being told to go to that training, to watch those videos, which teach, above all else, try to be less white. And here's the story. Coca-Cola has used a training video by anti-racist activist Robin DiAngelo that tells employees to try to be less white, according to unwoke activist Karlin Boroshenko, based on information from what she says is a company whistleblower. Boroshenko, who's also a psychologist, YouTuber, and creator of Zen Workplace, put a video of the training online. Boroshenko often speaks out against critical race theory and corporate race training. The 49-minute training video by DiAngelo, author of the book White Fragility, is titled Confronting Racism. Right away, the course establishes that all white people are born racist. Nothing exempts any white person from the forces of racism, says DiAngelo. When you accept the reality of your socialization, you can begin to examine how you've been shaped by it. Give me a break. So this video training series, again, it is the epitome of the left-wing racist narrative that they keep pushing, that white people are bad by nature, that they are inherently racist, that they are born that way. It's absolutely crazy. Here's a slide from the video series. Confronting racism, understanding what it means to be white, challenging what it means to be racist. Understanding what it means. We know what it means to be white. We know what a racist is, but the left changes these definitions to make it a position of power, to make it so that if you're white, it doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter what you do, you are a bad person and you are inherently racist. Here's another slide. White supremacy. In the US and other Western nations, white people are socialized to feel that they are inherently superior because they are white. Research shows that by age 3 to 4, children understand that it is better to be white. So you can see where this is going. They're going to put slides. DiAngelo puts out this information that says it doesn't matter what you do. You're born racist. That's just the way you are. Accept it, hate yourself, and move on. And that leads to the central thesis of this training video, and here it is. Try to be less white. That's right. Your quest, your goal from here on out is to try to be less white. And even that expression is just so demeaning. It means that being white, this label, again, is bad. You should avoid it. You should be less of that, less of who you are or what you are. It's absolutely outrageous. But then you might be thinking, okay, if I'm supposed to be less white, how do I do that? Well, DiAngelo and her training series that Coca-Cola employees are told to watch, they have the answers for you. And here they are. Be less oppressive. Be less arrogant. Be less certain. I like that one. Be less defensive. Be less ignorant. Be more humble. Listen. Believe. Break with apathy. Break with white solidarity. Give me a break. Be less certain. Like if you know something, you're supposed to not know something, and people are less certain of other races. That just does not make any sense at all. But again, this is our ultra woke culture that is just infecting this country, and every corporate entity in America is embracing it. It's just absolutely nuts. So this article that's in the Federalist, they quote DiAngelo, and here's some of what she says. DiAngelo says when white people say they aren't racist, she doesn't buy it. When D'Angelo hears white people say, "I was taught to treat everyone the same," she said she thinks to herself, this person doesn't understand basic socialization. This person doesn't understand culture. This person is not self-aware. Being nice to black people is not enough, according to D'Angelo. Niceness is not courageous. Niceness is not anti-racism. She informs listeners that if they are merely nice, then they are advancing a racist system that increases racial disparities. Wow. I don't even know what to say. See? That's me being less certain. See that? That's pretty cool. This is nuts, folks. This is absolutely outrageous, but that's going on in Coca-Cola and any company that sends their employees to watch this nonsense. All right, so next, let's talk about what's going on in the public schools. But first, if you're new to the show or haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And when you do, please hit that bell so you'll be notified. We're making our push for 150,000 subscribers, and we can do it with your help. All right, so Coca-Cola's not alone. We see this ultra woke attitude sinking down, the indoctrination sinking down into our public schools. And the Daily Caller put a great article together that lists example after example of what's going on with our kids when we're off at work and they're in the public schools. And here's the story. Amid a surge in private and Catholic school enrollments due to continued lockdowns, parents may also be forced to reconsider their child's public education as they learn what's being infused into the curriculum. Numerous reports from public schools across the country have shown that schools are enacting programs to push students and teachers to deconstruct their racial and sexual identities in order to understand power and privilege in society. Oh my gosh. What's being infused is indoctrination, folks. The left doesn't want to bring people together. They want to promote racial division. It's victims and victimizers. You're either one or the other, oppressors or those who are oppressed. That's how the left looks at it, because by separating people, by encouraging division, they gain more power and control. And here's some examples of what's going on. At R.I. Meyerholtz Elementary School, part of the Cupertino Union School District in San Jose, California, third grade students were reportedly instructed to participate in such an activity during a math class where the teacher asked students to list their race, class, gender, religion, and family structure in an identity map. Parents rebuked the lesson once they learned of it, according to Christopher Rufo, who revealed the whistleblower documents about the lesson. Rufo spoke to a parent that said that they were basically teaching racism to my 8-year-old. That's one example. In Philadelphia, 5th graders were taught to participate in a lesson celebrating communist Angela Davis. They were told to wave signs that say "Free Angela," "Black Power," "Jail Trump." That's what's going on. That's the students. The teachers are also being sent to race training classes, much like Coca-Cola employees, where they're probably watching the D'Angelo videos. And here's more. Teachers are also compelled to attend similar trainings at many school districts. At the San Diego Unified School District in California, teachers were reportedly required to attend white privilege trainings where they were expected to recognize their roles in perpetuating racism. Separate whistleblower documents revealed by Rufo showed that at the Seattle public schools, teachers were prompted to explain how they would promulgate racial justice in the classroom, and white teachers were told to bankrupt your privilege in acknowledgement of your thieved inheritance. Give me a break. That's our public schools today, folks, in 2021 in America. Ultra wokeness has taken over. All right, now let's talk about White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki. She was on ABC This Week on Sunday. It's her first appearance on that program, sit-down interview, and she was asked about Andrew Cuomo because the walls are closing in on his COVID nursing home cover-up. And if you missed that story from Saturday's live show, here's a recap.
The criminal investigation is in its early stages. The feds want to know if there was any fraud or criminal false statements about the number of people who died in New York nursing homes. We're told subpoenas are being issued. All this as in the past week, some New York Democrats now joining Republicans voicing anger and claiming a cover-up. This after a top Cuomo aide told Democrats in a secret meeting in Albany that, yes, the Cuomo administration did hold back nursing home death figures because they were worried about a possible Trump Justice Department investigation.
So a cover-up in New York. That's what's going on. So Jonathan Karl over at ABC News asked Jen Psaki about it because her boss, Joe Biden, has called Andrew Cuomo the gold standard for COVID leadership during the pandemic. So Carl wanted to know, does Joe Biden still feel that way? Here's a response.
Well, John, we work with Governor Cuomo just like we work with governors across the country. He's also chair of the NGA. So he plays an important role in ensuring that we're coordinating closely and getting assistance out to people of his state and to states across the country. And we'll continue to do that. And there, of course, will be a process. The investigations will leave that to others to determine, the appropriate law enforcement authorities to determine how that path is going to move as we look forward.
Just classic, a whole lot of nothing. So Jonathan Karl came back with this.
All right, but Jen, my question was, does President Biden still believe that Andrew Cuomo is the gold standard, represents the gold standard on leadership during this pandemic?
All right, it's round two. Jen Psaki gets another chance to actually answer the same question. And here she goes.
The president, well, it doesn't always have to be a yes or no answer, John. I think the president is focused on his goal, his objectives as president of the United States. He's going to continue to work with Governor Cuomo, just like he'll continue to work with governors across the country. And I'm not here to give new labels or names from the president. I'm here to communicate with you about what our focuses are and what his objectives are as president.
Lame. But that's the kind of non-answer you get over and over again. Psaki is not up to the job. It's part of the reason why their communications team has been shown to go to the reporters before the briefings to try to get the questions in advance, because on the fly, she can't answer questions. Now, part of that is that Joe Biden can't answer questions either, but the whole team is not up to the job. So next, to go along with this ultra woke theme that we've got running in this show, we want to talk about Wikipedia, because it has gone so far to the left that even the co-founder, one of the co-founders of Wikipedia, is speaking out about it. And here's the story. Wikipedia co-founder Larry Sanger is criticizing the site's left-wing bias, saying the popular online encyclopedia has become an irretrievably broken platform for socialism. The days of Wikipedia's robust commitment to neutrality are long gone, Mr. Sanger told Fox News in a new interview. Wikipedia's ideological and religious bias is real and troubling, particularly in a resource that continues to be treated by many as an unbiased reference work. That's a great point right there. It's probably the key point, is that many people, especially on the left and media, will try to tell you that Wikipedia is unbiased. It's like some of these fact-check organizations that are left-wing. Wikipedia has gone to the left. It is not unbiased. And all you have to do, like this Fox News analysis that Sanger was a part of, it points out, just look at the communism and socialism pages. 28,000 words of information on communism and socialism, and they don't touch at all the mass genocide that is brought about by these regimes. Tens of millions of people killed under communist and socialist governments. They don't gloss on any of that. They gloss over it. They don't touch it at all. Sanger, his example, was saying all you need to do is look at the pages for Donald Trump and Barack Obama. Donald Trump's is overwhelmingly negative, and here's what Sanger says about Obama's. The Barack Obama article completely fails to mention many well-known scandals: Benghazi, the IRS scandal, the AP phone record scandal, and Fast and Furious, to say nothing of Solyndra or the Hillary Clinton email server scandal, or, of course, the developing Obamagate story in which Obama was personally involved in surveilling Donald Trump. Mr. Sanger posted in May 2020. A fair article about a major political figure certainly must include the bad with the good. Amen to that. So that's Wikipedia, folks. That's our public schools. That's Coca-Cola. That's what's going on in our country. Now that we know about it, we have to fight back because we are the majority. We just need to be louder than this vocal radical left that is getting into everything. Entertainment, media, big tech, everything is under their control. Education. We have to fight back or they're going to keep going. Folks, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, and when you do, please hit that bell so you'll be notified, and we'll see you next time. I'm Bobby Eberle. This is a 13-minute news hour. Okay, friends, thanks so much for watching. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you'll be notified. And here's a special video just for you so you can watch even more of the 13-minute news hour. And don't forget to check out GOPUSA.com for the best in conservative news and commentary. We'll see you next time.